Okay, so today we're going to talk about measures of central tendency, and all of the information that you see in that chart, every single one of you have seen before. Measures of central tendency, it deals with data in one variable. You need to write down univariate data because you may see this word in the future, and I want to make sure you have that in your notes. If you see univariate data, univariate means one variable. It's not a linear type, it's not a function. You've just got a list of numbers. I would recommend you writing down univariate data means one variable, yes. With univariate data, it can be described by a measure of central tendencies. We want to know the measures of central tendency of a set of data so that we can have a way to describe it. And the three main measures of central tendency are mean, median, and mode. These are not new to you. Every single one of you have heard of mean, median, and mode. Now, the difference between what you have done in the past and what we are going to do now are we are going to have to decide whether the mean, the median, or the mode best represents the data. In doing this, we have a chart here that helps us out. So some of you may want to jot down some words out of this chart. Some of you may be okay with this information. All of us need to at least write down mean, median, and mode. All of you should know how to find the mean, but the mean is the best central tendency when the data has no outliers. Anybody remember what an outlier is? Yeah, when you've got a number that's not anywhere close to the others, it's significantly different than the others, and that's going to be an outlier. When you did box and whiskers, sometimes we talked about outliers. If it wasn't within those percentages, then you had a number that could be in the outlier. So mean is when you add everything up and you divide by the number of items. Everybody knows how to find the mean. Obviously, the other word for that is average. But it is used when there are no outliers. The median is our middle number. The number in the middle is our median. And if the data has outliers, but there are no big gaps in the middle of the data, then that is when the median is your best measure of central tendency. The mode is the most occurring number. We know this. And the mode is the best central tendency when the data set has many repeated numbers. So when you see things repeated over and over. Now, for 833, 796, 781, 776, and 758, do you think we would be best served to use the mean, the median, or the mode? You may want to write some of these down so you have an example in your notes. Number one is going to be the mean. We don't have a lot of numbers repeated over and over, and we also don't have any major outliers. It would be nice for some of you if I used your median grade versus your mean, correct? Because a lot of times we have 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and you have a really bad day and you make a C. And then you go back to 100, 100, 100, 100. So in terms of a mean, it takes everything into account. Median, though, lets you have a break on one or two. If we look at number 2, 27.2, 36.8, 50.4, 71.6, 194.7, what do you think our best measure of central tendency is for number 2? It's going to be median. For number 3, take a good look at all your numbers. I'm not going to... What do you think? Well, just because it repeats once, is 17 the best representation of that whole data? If these were your grades, would you want someone to give you a 17? No. We're not talking golf scores. Probably median. I'm going to go with median for number 3. Because we've got a really far range. You've got some that are really low and some that fall significantly higher. So a median is going to be your best measure of central tendency. However, look at number 4. That's going to be mean because they're all kind of close right there together. So number 4 is definitely a mean. Unfortunately, I have run out of time. So you will have homework tonight. You will have homework.